I'm not ashamed to own my Lord, nor to defend his cause. Maintain the honors of his word, the glory of his cross.
If you have a Bible with you, turn to Numbers 26. We're going to be reading from verses 28 to 41. If you don't have a Bible, don't worry. Just follow along with us on the screen. The version that we'll be reading from is the New King James Version. So, Numbers 26, beginning at verse 28. The sons of Joseph, according to their families, by Manasseh and Ephraim, were the sons of Manasseh, of Machir, the son of the Machirites, and Machir begat Gilead, of Gilead, the family of the Gileadites. These are the sons of Gilead, of Jezer, the family of the Jezerites, of Helek, the family of the Helekites, of Asriel, the family of the Asrielites, of Shechem, the family of the Shechemites, of Shemida, the family of the Shemidites, of Hepher, the family of the Hepherites. Now Zelophehad, the sons of Hepher, had no sons, but daughters. And the names of the daughters of Zelophehad were Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. These are the families of Manasseh, and those who were numbered of them were 52,700. These are the sons of Ephraim according to their families. Of Shutelah, the family of the Shuthalites, of Becher, the family of the Becherites, of Tahan, the family of the Tahanites. And those of the sons of Salutah were Eran, the family of the Eranites. These are the families of the sons of Ephraim according to those who were numbered of them, 32,500. These are the sons of Joseph according to their families. The sons of Benjamin, according to their families, were of Bela, the family of the Belites, of Ashbel, the family of the Ashbelites, of Ahiram, the family of the Hiramites, of Supham, the family of the Suphamites, of Hupham, the family of the Huphamites. And the sons of Bela were Ard and Naaman. Of Ard, the family of the Ardites, of Naaman, the family of the Naamites. These are the sons of Benjamin according to their families, and those who were numbered of them were 45,600. In this chapter, we have been looking at the second census of Israel. This census took place following the completion of the period of wilderness wandering, meaning that it occurred just before Israel is to attack Jericho and after the rebellious generation had died off. It counted only men of war over the age of 20, which was the exact same criteria as the first census. What we're investigating in this census is not so much the names, but the change in population. On average today, the world sees a population increase about 1.2% per year. As we're about to find out, the actual period of wilderness wandering is 38 years, not 40 years, the reason for which we'll discuss in future podcasts. So if the population is growing at the same rate that we are today, overall we should see a 45.6% increase in population. And that's not what we've been seeing so far. For instance, the camp of Reuben saw an overall decrease in population of 30%, or about 0.8% per year. This was offset slightly by the camp of Judah's overall increase of 8%, but that represented only about a 0.2% increase per year, far below population increases today. What we can say then is that births were barely outpacing deaths during this time period. Coming now to the third camp, we're going to talk about the camp of Ephraim, which contained the tribes of Ephraim, Manasseh, and Benjamin. During the first census, the tribe of Manasseh was the smallest in this camp, totaling only 32,200 men of war. However, over the period of wilderness wandering, the tribe of Manasseh grew to 52,700 men of war, a growth of 20,500 men, which represents about a 64% increase. This would mean that the annual growth of the tribe of Manasseh was about 1.7%, the highest in all of Israel over this time period. Now, I know that we said earlier that we really wouldn't be paying attention to names, but there is one name that we do need to pay attention to. The man in verse 33 named Zelophehad. What is necessary to note is that he had no sons. He only had 5 daughters. Why is this important to note? Because of the inheritance problem that will arise in chapter 27 that will be dealt with by God. So please keep this man Zelophehad in your memories until then. Moving now to the tribe of Ephraim. In the first census, Ephraim was numbered at 40,500 men of war. However, after the second census, Ephraim was numbered at just 32,500 men of war, a decline of 8,000 men, which represents about a 19.8% decrease. That means that Ephraim was losing about 0.5% of its population per year. Now, why did this happen to Ephraim? We're not entirely sure, although there were many plagues during this period that could account for this. What is interesting to note is the difference between Ephraim and Manasseh's blessing by Jacob in Genesis 48. If you remember, Manasseh is the older son of Joseph, while Ephraim is the younger son. When blessing the two sons, Jacob crossed their hands with his and gave Ephraim the greater blessing, meaning he would become the more powerful of the two. And this would certainly be true as Joshua, who will be the next leader of Israel, will come from Ephraim. And the tabernacle would be located in Ephraim for about the first 400 years after Israel settles in Canaan. However, Manasseh wouldn't be forgotten by God. God blessed Manasseh with being more numerous than Ephraim here, and Manasseh would be the only tribe to have two portions of land, one on the east side of the Jordan River and one on the west side. So while Manasseh may not have been more powerful than Ephraim, they received more land. Coming now to the tribe of Benjamin, in the first census, we had Benjamin numbering 35,400 men of war, while the second census had Benjamin numbering 45,600 men of war. This was a growth of 10,200 men, representing about a 28.8% increase. That means that the annual rate of growth for the tribe of Benjamin was about 0.76% per year, meaning that it was not as high as Manasseh, but still greater than most tribes in Israel during this time period. Overall then, after the second census, the camp of Ephraim totaled 130,800 men of war, representing a 21% increase, or an annual increase of 0.6%. That means that although this annual increase was small compared to today's standards, it was larger than Judah's, and in fact, it would be the largest increase in all the camps of Israel. We'll conclude the census, the Lord willing, in the next lesson. With that, our time is up for today. Tomorrow we will be taking a one-day break and return, the Lord willing, on Saturday, April 3rd, 2021. When we return, we hope you'll join us for our discussion of Numbers 26, verses 42 to 51, as we continue our walk through the Bible, one verse at a time.
I'm not
Thank you for watching today's episode. We hope that you found it edifying and ask that you not only subscribe to our channel and podcast, but that you like and share this episode among your friends, so that the saving gospel of Jesus Christ can go out to the whole world.
of his cross.